A very special morning it is. What a great morning we've got going on. It's finally Friday. That means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning is Laura Lee. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Miss Becky.
Happy Friday. Beautiful day going to be. All right.
Sunshine.
And I'm so excited. I don't care what day it is. I don't care if it's 60, 70, 80 degrees. I can eat chili. And we're going to be talking about the chili cook-off. We had you a little bit earlier to kind of talk about making sure people got teams. But now we're going to talk about some of the teams we've got and some great things coming up. Well, we'll do our best. I saw you guys look like we did. Are we going to? Where's she pulling this out of? The air. So I'll let you introduce yourself.
I'm Margie Morris.
Go, Margie. Go, Margie.
Former co-director of Awareness Washington County and one of the co-chairmen of the Chili Cook-Off this year.
Yay.
And I'm Denny Stompowski. I'm the executive director of Awareness Washington County.
Awesome. And well, Laura, we need to thank our sponsors.
Absolutely. We have Walmart, Meadowview Healthcare, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Fox Purley Wealth Management.
Yay. Thank you to our great sponsors. And I do want to say right out of the Bucky chute, today is my daughter Abby's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Abby.
Yeah, what a beautiful day. And of course, when you have a early March birthday, of course, this is Dr. Seuss week.
Yeah.
So we've always been kind of fun with that. It's always been a fun time, definitely the 4th day of March. And so I hope she has a great birthday, a good birthday weekend. It's going to start and then we'll have our time together. But she's so popular. Everybody's wanting their time with her.
She's a boy mom, so she's going to get all kinds of extra love.
I'm sure. Yeah, here's your card. They throw it at her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure. But there is a special. I don't know. I had 6 girls, but there is a special.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. All right. This is the 4th day of March. Real quick, let's see what today is. Today is also Benjamin Harrison Day.
Ooh.
Okay. Courageous Follower Day. Love that.
That's a good one.
Dress in Blue Day.
Oh, there you made it.
It's Colon Cancer Awareness Day.
Oh, is it?
Which is blue. You were supposed to wear blue today, so.
Which is a good segue, though, to make sure you get your checkups.
Absolutely. Do your follow-ups.
Yeah, very important. Employee Appreciation Day. How important is that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. National Fish Friday.
Ooh,
I love that.
And we're going
Yes.
to Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one.
And Hug a GI Day. Love that.
Do former GIs count, veterans?
I think anybody, yeah. Hug away, Margie.
I got a veteran that I could
You
probably
better start hugging. That's right. International GM's Day. Okay. Scrapbooking.
Ooh.
I
do like to scrapbook. Yeah.
I like the thought of it, but I don't follow up with it. But, Marching Music Day.
Ooh.
I love that. National Dance the Waltz Day. Anybody know the waltz?
Absolutely.
Sort of. I love that.
Kind of. They taught us in PE
Yeah.
one year. Mr. Peters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
tried to.
Yeah. I remember learning. Yeah, maybe I could do a little. I don't know that I could do a lot. But, National Day of Unplugging. Do you ever do that? Just unplug your phones, unplug everything.
Yeah.
It's Friday. It's a work day.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yay.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Who writes this stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
Margie,
clean it
this
a
is
little
your
bit.
day. National Grammar Day. Oh.
Oh, yes, it is.
I have my pen
Okay.
ready.
In the room, when you send a message to Margie, just in the room, Margie, I'm sorry, we're going to talk about you.
Uh-oh.
But does anyone get a little nervous in making sure that you have your words right and your punctuation right?
I do not grade people's emails
Or their
texts.
texts. You know what I mean? Because I never want to put a K to you. Like if you ask something K, okay. I could only imagine what Margie would be doing on the other side of that.
I'm giving you a free pass. You
Okay.
can do that if you like.
Okay, all right. Okay, National Pound Cake Day. Yeah,
Ooh,
love
that sounds good.
Yeah. Ooh, National Snack Day. Margie, if I was going to fix you a snack, what would I fix you?
Oh my, that's tough. Just about anything.
Jenny, what about you?
Anything fried.
Ooh, right, there you go. Laura?
Anything.
Yeah. I'm with you. Anything, yeah. National Sons Day. There you go.
Ah,
There you
see?
go. But, yeah. National Speech and Debate Education Day. I love a good debate.
Mhm.
And I know in awareness you teach so many great skills and that, but a debate can be so healthy. And if it's not turned ugly and
Right.
if it's handled correctly and done responsible, my dad was head of the debate a club here at Salem, and he was a big advocate of that. And it could be, you can learn so much from a debate and learn from each other if it's handled right.
Mhm. Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to be a smackdown.
Yeah, one of the things that some schools do is they find out what your opinion is on the topic and assign you the opposite for the debate.
Oh.
So that you have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. And you have to delve more deeply into the topic and get past the emotion into the facts.
I love that.
And I think that would be challenging, but it would be, I think it would be really beneficial.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. All right. And today is National Tartar Sauce Day. Well, it goes with the fish.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Toy Soldier Day. World Day of Prayer. We need that.
Mhm.
And so get out and enjoy. There we go. Wonderful. For sure. So we do have basketball action tonight. The Eastern Musketeers will be full throttle tonight, and we'll have our guys. They do a great job. So we have basketball action going on. Let's see here. I recorded a new commercial at John Jones yesterday with Jalen Hoare, and they're starting their March Madness. They're getting crazy down there trying to sell vehicles, and some good deals going on. Let's see here. Anything else that we know of going on in the community? Maybe something coming up like a chili cook-off.
Absolutely.
All right, exciting time. And before we do jump into that, Laura, how's Salem Crossing and Meadowview? You guys all hanging in there, doing good?
Yes, doing well. Both facilities are doing really well. They had Mardi Gras parties this week.
Oh, they always, anytime they can have a party. They have,
Absolutely.
I can even, did they have the king cake?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Fun.
they had a good time. So
Good.
I have pictures we'll be posting on our website. And
Do you know lots of bakeries are not putting the babies in the king cakes anymore?
we
What?
don't.
Because
Choking hazards.
okay.
Yeah.
That is why I did see one in DC that had the king cake, but they had the baby like on the outside. Like it was a, okay, that's probably the reason. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. Well, and then if you go back to all of our warning labels, like on, like our laundry detergent, a lot of the, this is do not swallow, and we didn't have to do that years ago. So now we have to do not, right? I mean, if you look at a lot of these, cleaning supplies and stuff, there's warning labels now that we didn't used to have. So it's just, know what is going on.
Nobody told me not to drink the bleach.
Yeah.
It's the era we live in.
Yeah.
Cocktails, that's not the
Need a little
cocktail
more
of the future.
caution.
Yeah. for sure. Denny, I need to make sure we get your microphone a little closer to you. Pull on that microphone. I want to make sure I hear you. There you go, girl. Okay.
She was trying to
I know.
stay
I kept looking. I
back.
kept trying to look to see, and I was like, Laura, another thing, with the little bit more of the, if you will, so a lot of places have left the mandate has changed a little bit as far as if what you feel comfortable doing as far as masks. How is that with Salem Crossing? Are we still the same?
It has stayed the same.
Okay.
They haven't reduced anything in the hospital, any healthcare settings. You're still required to wear the mask. You're still required to check in. None of that has changed yet.
Okay.
We are hopeful that it will happen soon, but it has not. So if you come to visit, you still will have to wear a mask. You will still have to sign in, and it's still 2 visitors at a time because we do still have to be able to show we can provide 6 feet of space should the need arise.
All right. Well, I don't think that's bad because you have to do what's best for your facility, and you have so many that
We
can
have
be
to
compromised.
follow the guidelines.
Well, and but I mean, the people that are making this, I
Yeah.
think a lot of times decisions like that sometimes are maybe a little bit slower than everybody else is not a bad thing,
Absolutely.
to see how it goes. And
Well, the governor kind of stepped out of healthcare, and he has mandated that we follow CDC. So all of healthcare has to go off of what they say, and they haven't reduced anything. I seen the governor had signed that we're no longer in a, the state's orders or whatever are basically done for the pandemic.
Yeah.
And they've kind of stepped out of it. It is what it is at this point for them, but unfortunately, healthcare still follows CDC.
Right. Well, and I think that I think that's a good thing. So I just always give praise to to your company. I think that they really have everyone's best interest at heart.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely. We've always said they weren't the popular decision March of 2020, but it worked out.
But it's much better you get to see someone in person and not have to go back the other way.
Absolutely.
With a mask or no mask, I would much rather. I would have no problem at all.
Absolutely.
With putting that on.
Absolutely.
So okay, thank you for that update.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. All right, so let's jump in and let's talk some chili. And so, what's happened since the last time we spoke?
Well, we have several more teams that have signed
Yay!
up, but there are still a couple of places.
Okay.
The reason I looked so panicked when you said you were going to talk about the teams is like I cannot tell you from memory, and I didn't bring a written
Okay,
list.
that's fine. That's fine.
So, when you have,
We'll just make up teams.
Didn't someone have a buffalo chili one time? Or am I dreaming it?
That
I
sounds
don't,
right.
I don't remember, but I won't say you didn't. I know we've had lamb chili and venison chili,
Oh.
and of course chicken chili and beef chili,
Mm-hmm.
and could have been buffalo.
I
I
thought
don't
someone
know.
had
I
buffalo.
well, we have folks that raise buffalo.
Yes.
So I think you're right, Laura. I don't think you dreamed that. I think that was
I love buffalo meat.
I was like,
Yeah. And it's
It's
a little bit
really-
leaner too.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's leaner.
yeah,
It's a lot healthier
Yeah.
as red meat goes.
Right. And we're giving some good ideas for those. Yeah. Now the white chili, okay, with the red chili you can do so many things. We just talked about some of the different meats and stuff. With the white chili, do they ever substitute like the other white meat, not just chicken,
Well-
do they do pork? Do they ever do like
Turkey,
turkey?
and I'm sure you could use pork, but I haven't tasted it.
I was thinking like a good pork chop.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I mean?
Right.
you could do sausage and a chili.
Oh,
Sure, absolutely.
have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, isn't there a restaurant that we go to that I can never say it? The actual it's an Italian restaurant, and it's got the sausage and the potatoes and all that in it. That wouldn't be a white chili though? What actually do you have things that have to be in it to make it that?
No,
Look
if you
at
call
you. I
it
love
chili,
you guys.
it's chili.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
the
you are true.
consumers may disagree.
That's right. You
I-
might get some lashback.
Yeah, I started a little debate on Facebook this last week when I asked noodles or no. And some people were very adamant, yes, you have to have noodles in your chili. And some people were equally stubborn, no, you can't. If you put noodles in the chili, it's not chili.
Oh, that's so funny.
If anybody's a Yellowstone fan, that came up on one of the Yellowstone
Yes.
episodes
Oh,
they were having in the bunkhouse. They were having a big argument about this food that was served that wasn't chili because it had noodles in it,
Oh yeah.
and it was pretty funny.
Oh, that is funny. Yeah.
Mhm.
It is a big debate, and that's a matter of fact. I think we all talked about we were raised with noodles, right? No, you
Oh,
no,
no.
didn't,
No,
yeah.
I'm from Northeastern Ohio.
Look at that.
No noodles.
No noodles. No
No
noodles.
noodles.
Now I got a question on Ohio. Okay, so northern Ohio is different than Cincinnati, right?
Right.
It's a big difference. And
Yes.
okay, and
I live just west of Cleveland.
okay, and they put noodles in theirs.
In the south.
Cincinnati.
In Cincinnati.
So where's that line that like crosses from?
I would
noodles to
say
noodles?
probably right about Columbus. Columbus North is it's like a different world. When you cross into south of Columbus, you start getting more into the rural and more, it's more like southern Indiana. But up north, it is not. It's more cities and more,
Yeah.
You don't have very many. You have areas that have farms and stuff like that, but it's mostly cities and suburbs.
Okay, it's so different how you like. I mean, how it's done. I mean, the dividing right there, and everyone will classify and clarify, or or well, not classify. What part of the state they're from.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. I was surprised when I moved here that there were some of the things I could not get here because they are specific to Northeastern Ohio, and I had no idea because I've always lived in Northeastern Ohio.
Not to put you on the spot. What are we talking about? This is so
City chicken.
Huh?
City chicken. City chicken is blocks of pork, and you put them on a skewer, and then you bread them and fry them like chicken. It's called city chicken, and I can't get the wooden things to put them on the skewers because they're special skewers. They're not the long, thin, but they're short, little, fat skewers. And then the pork, I just get a pork loin and I cut it up. So that's something we always make at Christmas time for my family. But yeah, city chicken is one of the things you can't get down here.
Never heard of such.
Mhm.
So then you bread it in like what kind of a breading is it?
It's just like if it's breadcrumbs, you do the flour, the egg wash, and then breadcrumbs, and then you fry it, and then you bake it to make sure it's cooked all the way through.
Never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's called city chicken.
That's neat.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I've never heard of anything like that. And I guess you could get that in a restaurant there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Well, when you talk about that and how and that's the fun thing about this chili cook-off, is because when you go, you're presenting something the way you cook,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone else is trying it. It's like you're having everybody over for supper,
Mhm.
Right. Right.
and yet you don't have to clean the house.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see, if you have a way you've always done something, and then to see broaden your horizons by trying somebody else's. Yeah, I never thought of putting that in there. I never,
Right.
I never had chili like that.
It's really and yeah, that's pretty cool. So noodles are no noodles, and but and that was like when I made it for our Super Bowl party. I told Laura we have so many diversities too in our when you start our family and you start having 1,000 people coming to your events. So I did a bowl of noodles, and I did chili without noodles.
Mm-hmm.
I did a bowl of noodles for those that
Wanted to put it in. Right.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Well, that's just trying to accommodate everyone.
Everybody, right.
So with this, okay, they come up with a recipe, and what do they do? They need to sign up. How do you get tell me the process? Yeah.
Well, you can sign up by contacting me, contacting Denny, contacting Amanda Calfee on Facebook, or however you want to contact us. The website, the awareness website, which is www.awarenesswashingtoncounty.org. A mouthful, but that's our website.
Mhm.
And so you can get a registration form there, and then it has information on the form about what you need to bring and how to present your chili and how to get the form back to us. But one thing I do want to make clear is if anybody has entered the contest and I have not replied to them, I haven't contacted them, it's because their entry hasn't reached me for some reason. So they need to find another way to try to get hold of me, because something strange was going on with my email.
Yeah. And of all times for that to happen.
Right, exactly.
Naturally.
So it always happens, things like that. Well, I think it sounds like so much fun, and this is going to be held locally.
Yes, at Southern Hills Church.
Yeah.
4 to 7 a week from tomorrow.
Okay.
On the 12th.
Buffet pants, put your buffet pants on.
That's right.
And don't forget, if anybody is still interested in joining us and making their chili, there is no cost to enter.
Yeah.
You just notify us. It's the cost of making the chili is yours. However, to get a booth to decorate it, because there's competitions for the best decorated booth, the best chilies, but there is no cost to enter.
And you don't have to decorate your booth.
Right.
There are people that don't, and that's fine.
Mhm.
But most people do something to make it look a little more inviting.
That's the fun part.
Mhm.
And then, of course, you have to bring all your friends and make sure they come so they can come and vote for your chili.
Absolutely.
Because one of the cash prizes, and we have 4 different cash prizes, but one of them is for People's Choice Best Chili. So you want as many people as possible to vote for your chili.
Definitely. I love that. So on the and then for anyone, so okay, it does not cost anything to sign up or to be a part.
Right.
But you do need to make 3 different
Crock
crock
pots.
pots of
Not 3 of the same kind of chili. 3 crock pots worth.
right.
Yeah, 3 crock pots worth.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be crock pots. If you have a
But-
giant roaster, that's
Yeah.
fine. But just, you want enough chili that you're not going to run out, because people can't taste your chili. They're not going to vote for you.
Right.
This is true.
So you want to make sure you got enough chili to last the evening. And they'll be from 4 till 7.
Mhm.
Right. And they need to write down their ingredients, right?
The main
Right.
ingredients. It doesn't have to be any secret, your exact.
Laura, we're
amount.
trying to find out how you make your chili. We're on
Well,
to you, trying to get your
You don't have to include amounts.
Yeah.
We just want a list of what's in it, just in case there's somebody with allergies.
And that's a good thing for me, because I don't cook from a recipe.
Yeah.
I cook from, well, I think I'll throw some of this in.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't begin to write it down exactly.
Yeah.
What's in here. It's like, I can tell you the things that are in it, but how much, I don't know. I don't even remember now how much I felt like throwing in today.
Yeah.
Dab or
Yeah, exactly.
Shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dab or a
You
handful.
like
I
some?
don't know.
Add a little more. You like it? I was like, I guarantee you. Yeah. So on this, is this, and then, of course, if they want to bring a topping,
Yeah, if you're normally served, we'll have crackers.
Okay.
Regular saltines.
Did you get
and
crackers?
We did.
We got crackers,
Yay!
yes.
I was
We
worried.
have-
I want to
we
make
have
sure you got your
crackers.
crackers good.
Yes. And thanks to Country Cooking, who ordered them through their supplier
Oh, that's
for
a
us.
blessing. Good
Yes.
deal.
So we have saltines, and then we have oyster crackers, because some people think you have to have oyster crackers.
Absolutely.
I think they're wrong, but that's okay. I've got their oyster crackers, just like your extra bowl of noodles there.
Mhm.
We'll make everybody happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you normally serve your chili with sour cream or shredded cheese or onions or I don't know what, somebody was telling me yesterday that her husband takes a spoonful of peanut butter and drops it in his chili instead of having a sandwich.
Yeah, I've heard of this before.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
I never had heard that
Yeah,
before.
I have heard of that.
So anyway, if
I
you
put chocolate in mine.
really,
Dark chocolate.
alrighty. So
Whoa.
Mhm.
Well, you know I'm not going to stop. Oh, Margie, finish your.
Yeah.
I want to come back. We're coming back to that. I got
Okay.
to mark there. Okay.
So anyway, if you normally serve your chili with those items, tortilla chips or whatever, you normally serve your chili with that, then have those things at your booth. But otherwise, we have the bowls, we have the spoons, we have the crackers, we have tea and lemonade that are free.
Right.
And then there will be soft drinks and water for sale if you prefer those. But there is tea and lemonade is part of your $5. I mean, it's a heck of a bargain.
That's a really good deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
You can't eat at McDonald's for that.
No,
Right.
no.
And to have 14 different kinds of chili to try,
Yeah,
and a chance at winning some fabulous desserts,
yeah.
and the cookie cart. The cookie cart.
Look at you, near and dear to our heart.
Yes.
That beautiful cart. Hey, I'm doing a poem here. Okay, it's Dr. Seuss Day, or Dr.
Mhm.
Seuss Week. So the cart is near to my heart. So Yes, and that price is just fantastic. Anybody that has, and just when you buy groceries alone, you're gonna, that's a good deal. So I want to hear more about this dark chocolate. Okay, so are we talking like candy? Like what are we talking about? You get a dark chocolate bar, or how do you?
The dark chocolate morsels.
Okay.
So I'll put a handful of those into the chili, and I make the red chili, and it just gives it a richness. Gotta give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll try that. I have some sugar-free, semi-sweet. Actually, they're not very sweet, but I like them. Chocolate chips.
Yeah.
And but they're very dark. And I'll try that the next chili I make.
I might have to try that too. I'm thinking that sounds, because.
But you have to make sure you get it hot enough that they melt. You don't want to have bite into a chunk of chocolate. So you want to make sure that the chocolate's melted all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that sounds good. And I'm thinking that, because there are people that make the sweet chili and like that.
Right.
So
Now I have put cinnamon in mine before.
I've not done that. Is that, well, what does the cinnamon, does it bring out
Yeah, it just gives it a little different. You have to be careful not to put so much cinnamon that it tastes like cinnamon.
right.
But it brings out the other flavors and gives it a little extra punch.
What about sage? I cook a lot.
I knew you were gonna say sage. I knew it.
How do you feel about
No.
sage? I'm,
No, thank you.
The
no.
kids hide the
not
sage at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. No, they really do. My family throws the sage away, and then I have to go find it and buy more. Yeah, they do.
November.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what my family calls it. I like a lot of sage in my dressing. I do, and yes, I have been known to maybe make my dressing green. It's green, but anyway, I just didn't know if sage. I don't know. Thinking of all the different. I love when somebody gets in the kitchen, they just start trying different things. Has anybody ever put bacon in chili?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would think that'd be delicious.
Absolutely.
I've never tried it, but it doesn't sound bad. How could bacon be bad?
You're right.
That's what I thought.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I thought. I think that would be the winning. I think if I saw somebody there with bacon in theirs, I would just go home. I'm sorry. Here's my food, but I'm out. Because I'm thinking bacon would be a star. So is that bacon instead? Do they do the bacon instead of like the meat?
No, with the meat.
With the meat, yeah, that'd be good.
That's how I would do it.
It'd almost be like a cheeseburger with like that, right? With like a cheeseburger chili. That could be good because you'd have your cheese and
Right.
hold the pickles.
Please.
Laura, stay with me. I'm being funny over here.
I'm
Girl.
over here looking up different chili recipes.
I know.
And I'm not going to say which one I just found, but I think it's a grand idea.
Well, read it. I don't have my eyes on. Go ahead.
What about a barbecue chili?
Yeah.
I'm seeing some served with like corn chips.
Oh yeah. I have to have Fritos with my my chili. Absolutely. That's what I use instead of crackers.
Do you really?
Mhm.
You're a little northern over there.
Yeah, Buckeye, you.
You do, yeah. Look at you. Okay, how do they do it? Where do they put the barbecue sauce? In the red sauce, or is it
Yeah.
set up? Is it an additional, or is it
No, it's in the chili. Yeah.
It is the
main sauce?
it is the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Barbecue sauce.
It's got tomato sauce.
Oh, it has.
Oh, it does. Okay.
This one is tomato sauce, brown sugar, Dijon mustard, cider vinegar, onion powder, chili powder, finely chopped garlic, vegetable oil, boneless pork shoulder,
There's the pork.
Pork, yeah.
chopped white onion, salt, diced tomatoes, black beans, red kidney beans, vegetable broth, sour cream, chopped parsley, and warm cornbread or Fritos.
Well, that sounds delicious.
It sure does.
Yeah. Now, see, you can get crazy with that. Listen to all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I've never tried a barbecue chili, but I was just thinking everyone's ideas.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I know someone's tried it, so I'm gonna look.
Right. Well, I think this sounds fun. And what I like too, okay, so let's say that, and we all like when you cook for a big family, I mean, and you try to be kissed, not kicked at the supper table. A lot of times I just usually would put the same things in, kind of do it. I mean, I never actually had a recipe, but just pretty well do it the way everybody likes it, right?
Right.
Well, this is, if you bring the family, then they can try to see, if there's, thinking out of the box. Look, let's see if we could go. Do you like this?
Mhm.
And that way, you're not the person. By sampling it, you can see if they like this
Well,
barbecue, if they like the pork.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a different, maybe some different things to add into your normal cooking routine as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Maybe they've never tried white chili and
A whole
They
new
really like it.
world.
Right.
Might be something completely. I'm thinking too that and it's always better. And everyone in the room. I mean, even if it's a bologna sandwich, when someone else cooks, is it not always better?
Right.
If you've not been,
You don't have to clean up.
yeah, isn't
just
it?
show
Wonderful?
up.
Yeah.
So
Love
you
every
can
bit of
go.
that. So but and what's wonderful though is we do have so many people that are chefs that love to cook, and love to try. So we have that for them, those that want to make the chili, and then we have those ones that want to come and eat the chili or
Absolutely.
the dessert.
Mhm.
So it's a win-win. So there'll be tables set up for people to sit down and eat then?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, we'll have the large circular tables in the middle of the room, and then the chili booths will line both walls along the sides. And then in the back of the room, we'll have the silent auction and the bag raffles, because we have to have that good stuff. And then in the front, we'll have the dessert set up so people can see what's being offered in the dessert auctions. And then the plates and bowls and drinks
Mhm.
will be up in the front.
Now, is that an additional charge for the drinks?
The tea and lemonade is free.
Oh, wonderful.
If you choose a soft drink or water, there is an additional charge for that.
Okay.
But it's $1.
Yeah.
It's not like
Right.
a fortune.
That's not bad at all. And then as far as so for anybody, I know we went over it the other day, but it's kind of nice for anybody that maybe missed it the other day. You come in and you just kind of walk around the circle and try the different. And if you want to grab if you want to do 2 at a time, and then sit down and try them, and then go back and get 2 more and see. And then of course at the end, then you probably will find what you like the best if you've made it to the end.
Right. We have numbers that are at each booth. And so instead of trying to remember the name of the booth or what it was like, well, I thought number 3 was really good, or 9 or whatever.
And we will have pads and paper at the table so you can make your notes, so you can make your final decision.
Yeah, well, that's kind of fun. You know what I mean? You're not only getting to come and eat supper, but also you're getting to be a part and helping with the decision of someone, and a fun night. Yeah, for
And
sure.
supporting a great cause.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And let's talk about where the proceeds go to.
Proceeds go to Awareness Washington County. For those of you who don't know what Awareness Washington County is, it is a leadership program that is here for people who work or live in Washington County. It's you get together, you learn a lot about yourself and how to handle yourself in the public sector or in anything. Actually, it's for your family, it's for anything. And then you'll also learn how to deal with others so that you can move meetings along. It just makes you more productive. And if anybody thinks they're going to sit and listen to lectures all the time, that is not what happened at Awareness. We have a great time. There's a lot of interaction, and you make some great lifelong friends.
Right. And it helps actually maybe offset some of those costs that would normally be on the
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
The local program only costs $300, which at first might sound like a lot, but that's a 2-day overnight retreat plus your meals for 9 monthly meetings and all your supplies, printed material, and so on. And comparable programs to ours charge in the thousands.
Yeah.
And so 300 is really quite a bargain.
Right.
But we couldn't do that if we didn't have sponsors and fundraisers like the chili cook-off.
Right. And that's a blessing for sure. And that was one thing in my awareness. We ate like kings and queens.
Oh, I know. You eat well. You definitely eat well.
Food, which is very, very awesome too, because when you're sitting with someone and you're eating, it's a good thing, that it's good fellowship. And when you as a group sit down each month and you're working on something, or a lesson that you're learning or doing something, and then when you have that, you break that bread for the meal, it just is it's a good thing.
It's good bonding.
Good bonding,
Bonding
for sure.
time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. So, and I think that's very fair. And for a 2-day,
Right, an overnight,
yeah,
an overnight stay, and
all your meals,
all your
while you're
meals
there.
while you're there.
right.
Everything's paid for.
Yeah.
So that comes from your $300 tuition, and that takes you through the whole year.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's graduation, which is also a big event. There's a meal and gathering, and you bring your family.
Right. Well, and I think it's fantastic, and we've got a class going right now, right?
We do.
Okay. And when will be the last month for this class?
And they'll graduate in June.
In
The
June,
last class
okay.
will be at the end of May, and graduation will be in June.
And then when do you start? Do you take a month off? You guys?
The classes start again in September, but
Okay.
we'll take anybody who's interested anytime to contact us, and we'll put you in on the list for the next class.
Okay.
And then we actually begin really recruiting hard after graduation.
Right. And then, of course, they start in September then.
Right.
Okay.
The retreat, 2-day retreat in September, and then 1 day a month from then on.
Which is nice.
And
And,
you've got History Day. You get to tour the county and learn all about different parts of the county. You get to learn. It's not just a leadership thing. You learn more about the county. There's an economics day when you can. We bring people in from the business and government, so you can talk to them, and they'll tell you, how things go for them and how they, where we're looking at for Washington County. So there's a lot to learn. It's not just a leadership thing, but you learn the history first, and then learn how to take it from there.
The idea is that you can't move forward if you don't know where you've come from.
That's true.
And for those of us that are transplants to Washington County, the History Day is really valuable because it helps us to understand why the county is the way it is. And there's a quote we often use: if you want to truly understand something, try to change it. Because then you see what's going to work and what's not going to work, and what's going to fly here and when you're going to hit a brick wall. And so to improve the county and to make the life better for all of us here, you have to understand where the county has come from. You have to understand some of the local issues so that you can make positive change without upsetting the apple cart.
Right. And that will take you further. You will get more done that way.
Right.
Absolutely.
If it's handled. And a lot of times, I'm glad you bring that up. And we talked about this a lot on Coffee Club. A lot of times, decision makers, whether you're canceling an event, whether you're making decisions to keep the mask on, whether you're, there's a lot of times that maybe to the public it might not look like it's the right decision, or it might be, but to know what behind the scenes that cannot necessarily be talked about at this time. And we know there's meetings, from all of our government, officials that have knowledge on items and things, and there's a method to what they're doing, but we might not understand it. And I think we have to respect that. And I think that's great to bring that to the forefront for people to understand. Yeah. That there's decisions being made sometimes that make the right for all concerned. So there's ways to handle that. And I think that's always important to make sure everyone understands that. And if you do have if you want to question, you do the proper channel of way of doing it.
Sure.
Yeah. You'll get your answer more so than screaming it out on a social media post.
Yeah, you'll accomplish a lot more through positive change than whining on Facebook.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I don't think very many people respond. Yeah. So anyways, that's great tools to have in your tool belt on learning, so that's wonderful. So with this and the program and everything, has COVID affected our program or the program?
Absolutely. Actually, in more toward the beginning of COVID, Margie, when she was doing the facilitating with Cheryl Lee, they did a lot on
Zoom.
They had Zoom meetings instead of having in-person meetings. And we actually had one this year because we were concerned because of the uptick
Yeah.
with the Omicron. So we went ahead and had one Zoom meeting to just keep everybody
But-
apart.
So it's affected the procedure of,
Right.
of the class, but not the content.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Right. But isn't it wonderful? I mean, and Zoom has been such a blessing that we've had Zoom. I mean, because we have communicated, and my meetings that I've been in this week, we did a lot of Zoom, but we were just talking about how wonderful. And I know a lot of our politicians up in DC were like, nobody, we've not seen anybody, because everybody's been Zooming, and they were so happy to see faces,
Right.
local Hoosier faces that were there to visit, to see. But and I think that's been probably, I think we've all had that. So what a blessing that we can go back into person.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Where do you host the meetings at then normally? Is it
They're usually at our Awareness Washington County building, which is on Joseph Street here in Salem.
how long if anyone's thinking about this or maybe wants to sponsor someone, how much time do you have to devote? I think that's what a lot of us would ask. What are we getting into?
Okay. You're looking at the 2-day retreat.
Uh-huh.
You have an all-day class, and then you do stay overnight at the retreat, but you get to bond with your people. There's you can also use the facilities. They have the swimming pool. It's usually done at Spring Mill. And then the second day you have the all-day class, and then you can go home. And then after that, it's 1 day a month for from October until May. We do have the one evening class where you do a scavenger hunt in the city of Salem, which is
It's awesome.
it's a lot of fun. And sometimes we have meetings other places. If we have some of the sponsors, that we had the apothecary when we had the scavenger hunt. We had it at the apothecary this year, and that was phenomenal.
Didn't we have one at City Hall or something one
Yes.
time?
Right.
I
Right.
think one night we were at the train depot. We did
Mhm.
something there
Right.
as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we do hit some different places, but most of the time it is at the awareness building. And so it's a minimal commitment of 1 day a month.
Yeah.
And you learn a great deal and make wonderful friends.
It's mostly how much you're willing to put into it too. Because each class does create and carry out a project. And the project scares a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because, we always, of course, we point to Beck's Mill. The restoration of Beck's Mill is an Awareness Washington County project. And they think, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Well, you don't have to do that. That was what that class chose to do. And when you join a class, you have as much voice in what the project's going to be, the direction it's going to take, as everybody else in the class. We don't assign them. We don't direct the class in any particular way. We don't have an agenda except to make sure that each class creates a servant leadership project and carries it out. And the purpose of it is actually to give the class the skills they need to tackle other things once they leave the class, and to manage, be part of a project at work or in the community that has nothing to do with other people who've been in the class. So if you work together with a group of people who have been trained the same way you have, and you encounter these obstacles, as you will if you work with other people, you're going to encounter obstacles, and you manage to work through them, then you've got that ability that you can carry with you to anything else you undertake after you leave the class. And that's really the primary reason we do it. But we also want to give back to the community, of course, because we're teaching servant leadership, and so we should be practicing servant leadership.
I remember one class planted tulips,
Mm-hmm.
tulip bulbs on the side of the road there. And and then like every spring they're reminded
Mm-hmm.
of that class project. I thought that was really cool.
Right.
What are some of the other projects just off the top of your head?
The lighting of the walkway in Salem.
Yeah. The walking path.
Walking path, yes. Sorry.
The fitness park
Oh yeah.
on Homer and whatever street that is. Homer and something. Well, this is kind of a touchy subject, but the last time the pool was in danger, the class had a Save the Pool project where they did some work to help keep the Salem pool, Myers Memorial
Right.
Pool, going. Of course, now it's not again, but
Right. Right.
that was a long time. One awareness class worked with the Old Settlers Committee several years ago when they were kind of stuck, and they worked with the Old Settlers Committee to get Old Settlers to help it continue in a good way. There's been
It was Riley's Park. I thought someone did some stuff there. Maybe. Yeah. I thought there was a class that did something too.
I don't remember a class working at Riley's. They worked at Lake Celinda
Maybe that.
and did improvements at Lake Celinda. And several classes have done different kinds of community cleanup.
And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's right there.
One group I know did one called Unify to Beautify Washington County. And they enlisted people in all the different communities in Washington County to get a team together, a group together, and help clean up their part of the county.
Love that.
And so we had Boy Scouts in Pekin and several townspeople in Campbellsburg, people in Hardinsburg, people in Fredericksburg that got groups together, and lots of people in Salem, of course, and all the other little communities, and went and worked in their part of the community, and that made a big difference.
I love that. Yeah. They can, Little York, I mean, everybody working together and knowing that. Yeah. Yeah. And our county is so big and so beautiful, and it's awesome that everybody coming together like that. Yeah. So you start thinking probably like when you first start, like of projects maybe, and then you kind of work on the detail of it throughout the time, and then at the end, is that when you do your project? Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't start talking about projects right away. You
Okay.
learn the background of servant leadership first, and then we start introducing project ideas. They do their own project ideas. We have nothing to do with it. It's all the class. They make up their minds on what they want to do using collaboration consensus, and then they will come up with the project and work their way through it.
Love that. Okay. Well, it's good news, and there's, and anyone listening right now, if any of this fits in with you, whether you want to be possibly a student of it, or if you, want to just come support it, or if you financially have the money and you want to support and send someone, you can sponsor someone.
Right.
And so you have different ways of it works for everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have scholarships available as well.
We should have mentioned that. We have a Carmelita Jean scholarship.
Love that.
She was very instrumental in Awareness Washington County, and in honor of her, we have a Carmelita Jean scholarship.
Love that.
And other scholarships as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So several people can get scholarships if there's a need for that.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so let's kind of go back. We're going to go back to the chili now. It's sounds good. Back to food. I didn't put the disclaimer that we can, cause hunger pains here. But okay, so it's next weekend,
Yes.
and it's at
Saturday, March 12th, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
at
Southern Hills.
Southern Hills Church.
And what a blessing! Beautiful church,
Mhm.
great facility,
Right.
indoors, no matter what the
Mhm.
weather's doing.
Right.
Although this week looks like we're going to be ready for spring.
Yeah.
So this is going to be
Mhm.
awesome. And it's $5.
Right. $5 for adults, $3 for children.
Oh.
There will be children's activities there also. And then make sure you bring some cash so you can buy some raffle tickets, so you can get desserts, so you can do the dessert auction, or you can do the bag raffles, or be involved in the silent auction.
Okay. And we still have some openings if anybody wants to make some chili.
Right. And it's a good idea. I mean, those who are running for public office can get your name out there and have a booth in your name. Local businesses, maybe some new businesses are out there that would like to get their name out there. They can have a booth. Or to any resident or anybody who's interested in just showing off their chili skills can. It doesn't have to be a business or a sponsorship. It can actually just be anybody to bring their chili to the forefront.
Yeah.
And win some cash prizes.
Yeah. And we do have two different categories.
We have the red and the white. and it will be judged. The red and the white will be judged. We have judges that will judge, and there's also People's Choice. And then we have the best decorated booth.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wonderful. And just like Laura took maybe 2 minutes or whatever, looked up and found a unique chili.
Mhm.
So it just takes a little bit of time, and or just go with what you know.
Absolutely.
Right.
And yeah, and sometimes less can be more on chili. So
Well, there are a lot of people that really want a traditional chili. And basically, as we talked the last time, most of us, a traditional chili is what Mom used to make.
yeah, exactly.
And, that's what they want. But there are other people who want to try something very different and wild and exciting. And so it's nice to have so many different chilies there, because if you really just like the traditional and you go to this one booth and you have a tiny sample of it and go, that's very nice, thank you. But you go to the next one like, this is Mom's chili.
Yeah, this
And
tastes like home.
Yeah, so then you can go back and get more of that.
I eat a lot of chili. I like chili.
Me too.
if we're confessing, yes. So, and nobody judges how many times you go back.
No, you can have as many samples as you want.
We've seen her back here a lot. Yeah. Well, I think it sounds like a great time, and also, and thank you, ladies. Not only, okay, you're providing food for our community, but also you're bringing a family event together, and that's something, the fellowship. And we know you can't put a price on that. Everybody coming together, seeing people you've not seen forever, and we have missed that fellowship. And so this is a great time to sit down, have some chili, and do some fellowshipping, and possibly you'll see somebody you've not seen in a long time.
Right.
Get caught up, see how they're doing, and it's a win-win for everyone. And I love the price. I think you've had that price for a long time. They've not raised it, and that's a blessing for families. So that's wonderful. So I pray you make above and beyond whatever your goal is. I hope that it just goes above.
And if anybody's still interested in entering, they can go to our website, theawarenesswashingtoncounty.org, or they can contact Margie at MLMSOAR at hotmail.com. And then mine is denny.awareness@gmail.com.
Right, fantastic. Also, this would be a good time too when you're there, if you are interested in becoming a student, to get some information too about
Absolutely.
that.
Right. We'll have brochures out, and then a lot of board members will be there, and we hope lots of alumni will be there, so there'll be many different people you can talk to get their perspectives.
Definitely.
Also, it's valuable.
Right, because awareness isn't just a one-year thing; it's a forever thing. And you're always alumni, and we always have things for the alumni to do. So,
but don't let that part scare you, because a lot of people think if you join awareness, it's like joining some other service clubs where you have meetings the rest of your life.
No meetings,
and that's not the case.
No.
But the affiliation with awareness,
right?
is
We have
forever.
get-togethers.
Yeah.
Again, it's
We have
whatever
fun
you want to
get-togethers.
do. If you want to, be more invested, you can. If you don't have time at this time in your life, you always have that title that you were awareness alumni. So, very good. Very good. All right, Laura, let's thank our sponsors.
Absolutely. We have Walmart, Meadowview Healthcare, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Fox Burley Wealth Management.
All right, everyone, and Margie, Denny, Laura, thank you, and everyone have a beautiful weekend. Looks like we're going to be completely spoiled. I'm ready, right?
Absolutely.
Me too.
Happy
Thank
Friday.
Thank
Happy
you.
Friday.